Hey everybody, this is Tim hitting the beast of the marching arts. Hope you're having a great Monday. It's DCI Premiere Week. It's very exciting. We've all been waiting a really long time, and the DCI season starts this week. I will be in the cinema in my comfortable chair on Thursday night with my friend and Nick, and we will be sitting there watching this show. So I want to talk about all the uniforms because everybody is having big, very strong, very dramatic reactions to all the uniform reveals. So first off, if you wonder why they wait till the very last minute to do it, well, it's because everybody is freaking out and having strong reactions. But here's what I want to tell you, okay? The world of the marching arts continues to change. Listen, I love it when a group comes out and they're in their iconic uniform and I know who they are. And so some of us people are online are really missing those days, but we are in a whole new world. And so here's what I want to remind you. First off, there are students that you're talking about that are going to be wearing these. So your hurtful comments, they are seeing them. So please stop for a minute before you start posting all this stuff. I'm not here to scold you, but I'm here just to tell you, let's get a new context for all of this. So here's the way I want to explain it to you. The world of marching arts now, the drum corps that we go out there, it's now very much theater. It's very theatrical, and I think that the very smart, very talented people who care very much about the shows they're creating are thinking of it as theater. So it used to be that we had our basic core uniform, and then the guard and the costume, the guard, what they were wearing, and props and flags and equipment. This is what told the story and the concept, and that was sort of on the overlaid over, here's our basic core uniform. Well, now we have made this shift into the time when the core members themselves, the horns and the drums, are no longer like in their core uniform, but they're now part of this theatrical production. So that's why they're wearing these outfits. Here's the thing. When a corps puts a picture of their core uniform out there, what they're wearing, their costume, their theatrical costume that's a part of their show theme, like, don't just make a decision. Oh, I hate it. Or whatever. Like, listen, I was like thinking like this a couple years ago when this whole trend started. I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I like that. Okay, and I still have that reaction. But here's the thing. I have now learned that it's all about what it looks like in context of the show. This is the point that I think everybody's missing that I wanted to make today. You have to see it in the context of the show. These days, the marching groups are creating an environment. They're taking us to a place. I tell this to clients all the time. We're taking the audience to a place in time, but most of my band clients are still have their basic band uniform. The guard is in the theatrical costume and the props and the flags, and that's how we take them to a place in time. But now, the world of drum corps especially, we're immersing everybody into this. Now, we can have lots of opinions about whether this is good, whether it really makes that big a difference, how it plays into the story. But here's the way you need to be looking at these costume reveals. They're specific to the environment we're going to see them in during the show. So I'm asking you to not just react and put sort of mean-spirited reaction comments online, or don't make a snap judgment, because I can tell you, even last year, there were groups and they revealed it and I was like, man, I don't know about that. It's like, I don't understand how this is going to work. And I don't know. But then I will admit that when I saw them on the field doing their show with the music, with the formations, with the story, with the props, all of a sudden it was like, click, 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 click. It all made sense. And I'm like, okay, now I get it. So I'm willing to give these very smart, very talented designers who really, really care. They don't want to ruin the activity. They're not trying to make students look stupid. They're not trying to embarrass anybody or anything. They're trying to create a fantastic entertainment, musical, marching experience for all of us to watch. And most of the time they really do. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is what I'm asking you to do too. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt until we see it. And I'll even go so far as to say, until we see it live in person on the field, because we all know that shows are completely different live in person when you're sitting in the stadium and you see it happening. I'm going to be watching from the cinema on Thursday night. Some of you will be watching it online. I'm assuming whatever you watch it, you have to remember, okay, first off, let me put this in the context of this entire show concept and see how it fits in. You know, somebody made the comment the other day, no designer would be would be seen walking around in that. And I'm thinking, you're not going to walk around in a theatrical costume. If I'm on Cats on Broadway, I'm probably not going to be walking around in my Cats costume on the way home. No, it's the costume you wear during the show. This is the way I think these people are thinking about this. So first off, let's be more kind to each other in our comments. I can always say that. Number two, let's remember to see it in context live on the field, and let's wait until we see it in person. Hopefully you're going to be seeing lots of DCI shows live this summer. We all know how great that is. And I can tell you that you are probably going to be sucked in. I can tell you last year, even the ones I was skeptical about, almost every time I was like, okay, now I get it. I see it with the music. I see it with the concept. I hear the voiceovers. I hear the electronics. I see the whole story, the environment they're putting me in. Now it makes sense. Okay, it's a theatrical costume. I know we get frustrated. We don't want them to be theatrical costumes. We want them to be drum corps uniforms. I do too. And hey, shout out to the Phantom Regiment, because they look like they're giving us some of that old school regiment in the helmets this year. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see that live. I'm going to be doing interviews the weekend of Show of Shows, week from Saturday in Rockford. So watch for that. So anyway, let's not make quick, harsh judgments and decide if we like something, because we're not in that world anymore. Okay, we're in the world where we have to see it in context. We have to see it on the field, in the environment, with the music. What's the story? What's the concept? I guarantee you those Boston helmets are wearing are way too big. I guarantee you they're not going to be too big in the context of the giant field of the story they're telling you. They're too smart. Those guys are too smart. They're not making mistakes. And you know what? If they make mistakes, they're going to fix it. Okay, and you know what? Sometimes, I hope you listen to the podcast about designers make mistakes and we need to have more empathy. The same thing here too. I'm a designer. I have designed things, and then when it gets out there, you're like, oh man, we kind of missed. Like if we had only done this little thing, but this is our show. So they're taking chances. Okay, kudos to them. They're taking chances. They're out there designing. If you're not designing a uniform for a drum corps this summer, then you need to give them the benefit of the doubt. Applaud them for putting it out there, and then let's see it live in person and react to it then. Let's not make harsh comments that drum corps marchers see. I don't want them to feel bad about what they're wearing, okay? Now, I will say I still do want them to feel good about what they're wearing, okay? And I don't think high school kids especially should be in ill-fitting jumpsuits where there are bumps and lumps and things that I don't want to see, okay? So I still feel very strongly about that part of the uniform conversation. Drum corps marchers tend to be older, especially in the top groups, and so they have bodies that sometimes can get away with certain things. So high school band directors and designers, let's be smart about how we interpret this for our own groups. But here's the thing I wanted to say. I'll say it one last time, and then I'll get out of your hair. We need to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we need to withhold our judgment and not make harsh comments until we see it live on the field in the show. And I guarantee you 99 times out of 100, you're going to go like, okay, now I get it. Now it makes sense. I see what they're going for. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's DCI week. I am super excited. It looks like there is so much amazing creative stuff that's going to be happening this summer. I can't wait. Let me know what you think. Comment on this video. Share this video. Be a part of the conversation. But let's have a kind adult conversation about all this stuff. And let's not make snarky comments off the cuff because we don't get it. Okay? Because there are things I still don't get, and I'm going to wait and see what they look like. Can't wait for DCI season to start. Next week, I'm traveling to California. I'm going to be talking and interviewing with the Academy where they're having their rehearsals, super exciting stuff. And then that weekend, as I mentioned, I'm going to be at the regiment. Later on, I'm going to be in San Antonio talking to the Bluecoats and all kinds of other corps too. So watch this page, watch the Marching Roundtable Facebook page, watch Instagram, watch our newsletter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So much great stuff. Everybody have an awesome day. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's support these kids that are out there marching. I think I'll be surprised if you don't see these shows and then go, okay, now I get it. There's my doorbell. I got to go. Bye, everybody.